Obviously, you're looking at one minus, who has been without a squad for here in a minute. But obviously, this literally built structure around a man like this. Seeing what type of star potential you can bring onto the scene. It is our second semifinal here in Philadelphia. It's Marsborne, it's getting info, and it's Ancient.
It is Ancient, and it is the pistol round. So, see, as they start to work up towards B, it's Marsborne just taking things slow here. They don't want to get too far up. They don't want to get ahead of themselves. They're just going to slow things down, let these pieces work, see if they can get an opening pick, and if not, we will see them send it up the B ramp. Looks like we've got Minus that's going to start to work his way into Cave potentially, and he will. A good response, a nice shot from Marky onto Grizz, and the rest of Marsborne going to try and take him down, but it's looking really good. Dea's able to chime in onto Modem as well. Wolfie with a kill on the Marquee. That is the only success that we've seen from Marsborne so far. Wolfie will be able to plant the bomb. The kills are not coming through. Dare is able to find Cap. These Glocks are missing, and it's all onto Minus. 1v2. Carson and CJ trying to get this one over the line. Minus 1v2. Isolate the kills. Isolate the fights. The Glock's not hitting the shot. It will finally find Carson, and he's got the tap onto Marsborne. That is #1 round for Marsborne. Here on the pistol round, they get started nice, and the crowd is electric. You can feel it, and that's a good round to win. After so many missed Glock shots, after so many opportunities to get this over the round, he puts a really good couple of shots there at the end.
And I will say, it's got to be his first time on the stage. It's Minus's first LAN. I know that's probably something in disbelief. I remember a couple of years ago seeing Grizz come out to Chicago for his first LAN. Back in Fragadelphia 2023 in Chicago. Popping up with a play like that, it's a great debut to the stage. And obviously getting info aren't going to want to let anything be held over their heads for too long. System immediately with this buy up and immediately seeing their way down towards B.
And it is just this lower buy, right? It is a force at the end of the day, but you see they don't really have too much to work with. Now, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of this round because anything is always possible, especially when a 5-7 is on the board. But
100%.
This should just end up being a Marsborne second round, and because it's a force buy, it means getting info aren't going to be able to buy into the next. So Marsborne should have 3 free rounds here if they handle this the way that you expect them to handle this round.
It's all well and good. We know that Marquis invited them with opening arms into that bomb site, but as these flashes are up, it is no problem for the rest of the crew, Matamatu, Chop, and Wolfie, and you can just hear the crowd behind Marsborne getting info know that even at the beginning of their map pick, there's nothing that is going to be coming across the board easily. It's like they check right back into USPs as they would have been in middle, run right over the force.
Yes, absolutely beautiful coverage is where you saw that flash, right, to get this little force buy activated in mid, and it worked. The flash worked. It blinded the opening player.
But that,
yeah, this is really weird, actually.
Just a little bit of a sprinkling of a chance.
I just don't. I mean, he's definitely got his own reasoning for it, but I definitely think Dea should just be saving up as much money as he can in this. Like, you don't want to bring that MP9 out in the next round. You want rifles. You want something to work with. You want that extra bit of util. But right now, they're going to try and work it with the 5-7. I guess the idea, right, in forcing into this, right, or, well, not forcing, but upgrading these pistols, getting a little bit of armors, maybe you're able to get a rifle. Maybe there's a chance to turn this round from nothing into something, and maybe even if not, you can carry an AK over into the next round. So we'll just have to see what they can do with this. But Marsborne doing this poke and prod thing, and they're doing it very well right now. You see they've got 2 pieces over towards B. They're poking and prodding mid, and you can see the bomb, because of the information that they have, will start to make its way back towards the B ramp. They should go up on the site, they should plant, and this should be an easy round, easy done for Marsborne.
Yeah, they take their time, and honestly, that's something you do love to see. A couple of times we've seen these forces back up. Has not been managed. You have not seen the patience that consistently been as forward to with a team like Marsborne, putting that example right up. I think that one conversation that was one that we almost hammered home a little bit too much back with those old Nouns roster system was, you know, where those responsibilities fell before everything was led up to Cryptic being brought onto that roster, right? It was Carson that had a time in the IGL position. It was Rush, I believe, after him. And so with Vanity taking a step back, seeing his back way, I believe he's said he's going back to school online. We obviously love to see him return back, but we'll be with welcome arms if Vanity ever decides to come through. Carson likely to pick up these calling responsibilities, however. Unfortunately, that is not going to be leaving him with any sort of risk out to win it. Dia can continue this forward as we know this young member to be the star of this Getting Info project, but Griswold just absolutely tears the head off of Marky up top.
Oh, a nice shot from Dare, but it will not be more than just the one. But I will say this, for the buy that they had this round, for the little half buy, the little eco, killing 3 players is not bad. You dig into their economy and you actually start to put them in a position where if you can put a couple of rounds together here on Ancient, you'll be in a very, very good spot to start, you know, tumbleweeding some of these rounds and get ahead of them or maybe tie things up. But we will see the rifles come out. It's not the best of util, but it's not the worst either. They've got a good bit of it. And Day able to get those couple of kills with the 5-7 gave him plenty enough money to get everything that he could want in this round. We've got head armor on everybody, a bit of util, and this should be the first normal round that we've seen this game.
Yeah, and I mean, for Getting Info, right, you know, you have even Dare, Marky, this whole flood of Vipers, and CJ trying to prove so much at defense like this with the tools, the bare minimum that they need. They're definitely going to be trying to pull all the strings that they had necessary, sent something a little bit more out towards a main position. That's been wiped off for the moment. Can be drawn right back up for Grizz over towards this B side. Maybe a little bit muffed on that spread, but here goes that little bit of contact right back into middle. One step at a time for Marsborne.
One step at a time, indeed. Getting Info are playing this default very well, though. They're playing very, very passive, very, very back. Minus is actually low as well, so this is an interesting spot for him. If it doesn't get hard cleared, he could have a free opening pick, and they'll walk right into the crosshair. A nice opening for Minus on 16 HP. That is huge for him to find. And Getting Info, you can see they want this refrag. It's a little bit of damage, but Marky will find it. An important refrag as it keeps this game at an even 4v4. And now Marsborne starts to open things up on the B site. The bomb has made its way, and it will go down now. And it's the 4v4 retake for Getting Info to try and get this round over the line. A nice double spray down from CJ, and it's on to Grizz and Modem in a 2v3 to try and get this one over the line. Marsborne looking for 4, and Getting Info looking to put one on the board. Finally, a nice up-close fight from Modem as he takes it down to the 2v2. Marky and Carson, these two players have worked together before, and they're going to have to do it again this round. It's all into Grizz. He's got one, knows the other player is out, and Grizz will hit the shot. It's 4-0 for Marsborne, and Getting Info left wondering what the hell just happened.
There is just something when they hear the music around this pillar. This Marsborne team can dance, and damn, they've got some great moves. With a minus at the start, and Grizz to just bring that down. That's your first gun round, just capped off right here. A way to just loosen the cork of this Getting Info team who are looking to find some sort of movement on this stage. Staying very stagnant at the moment, but their money's going to be sent flying back down with their force. All the chips back in the middle of the table.
And it's back on one of these lower buys, right? This is a half buy for them. They will be able to buy everything they want into the next round. That's the, you know, kind of the caveat of losing so many rounds, right? That you're able to get some more guns out. You can have these little half buys, give yourself a better advantage in these little eco rounds or whatever, but it's still not great for them. They still don't have the best of buys. Marsborne look really, really good opening up in this game. You expect this to be a 5th for them, but again, you don't want to underestimate these MP9s, these 5-7s, right? Because they have potential, when, especially on Ancient, in these close angles, and Temple, A main, and Cave. They can get very, very nasty very quick, but Carson will be the first to fall.
That's a great opening kill that they're finding that initiative over towards A. There has been just a little bit of concern towards the start of that burn. That was over towards the beginning of round 4. New script, and you already see how it's being read. Grizz is going to be walking this up, can't finish the job onto Marky, but maybe getting a little bit too greedy, trying to stash this gun away. Can't actually get that fully through, but an HE that is going to go right in, only 20 damage onto Marky. Chop still trying to swing the blade back in, but humbly letting Sheeta up for a moment. That nade is just heading right, perforating to Marky's head. That had Minus's signature written all over it.
Kobe.
Kobe B.
And it's Marsborne readjusting this. I love this call from them. We've gotten 2 kills over towards the B site. Well, we've gotten the kill over towards the B site. Let's accelerate towards A, and Getting Info know this now. It's a little bit too late. They're going to start to work through mid as a group, but it's been vacated. They're on to the A. The bomb is going down now, and Luck Boys get into this retake. Unfortunate timing for Dare, and he will be taken down to 56. And I'm going to be honest, get this AK into the next round.
It seems like good luck indeed, and probably just set your sails. Look to that save right on top. I'm right there with you. You immediately get that 2K back up onto Marky, and what, Carson is just going to be slacking around, maybe on an MP9, so nothing to really frown out. But I mean, it's really a crazy start. I mean, when you sharpen this iron on the stage, certainly that second map of LAG and the Blue Jays is a lot closer. Look at this pop out. It's Dia that can at least try and farm a little bit more here. One and done, checked with these rifles. Wolfie and 3 members of Marsborne will safely get out of the CT spawn, and Viathan is just holding that energy high.
He's very happy about that one, and the Marsborne guys are very happy about that one as well. They've gotten off to a fantastic start on a map that is generally considered pretty even now. I know you remember when Ancient first came out, it was disgustingly CT-sided. I'm talking 12-3, freaking 11-4 halves very, very commonly. And now it's evened itself out. As they've balanced the map out, this is one of those maps that's very, very even. But even so, a 5-0 start for Marsborne, if they can just continue to build up this success, very nice for them going into that CT side. So really a couple more rounds on this T side is really all they need, but they can take
so
more.
Far.
I like this change of pace. They run through mid. They've got mid secured. They're walked through. Nobody's out on the A bomb site yet. Getting info. Actually have completely left A open. And this fight is big. Oh, but a whiff. You have to feel like Dare should have had more there. Marky trying to hold it down. He won't. The kills are coming back and forth. And we're back into a 2v2. CJ and Carson versus Wolfie and Modem. Modem with 2 kills to his name. CJ starting to run up, and he's got the kill, but it's Wolfie in a 1-on-2. He knows exactly where CJ's got it off to. He's got himself into a 1v1. Taps the bomb. It will not go down. 1 minute. Backs away in a cave. Tries to flick around, but Carson has got the kill. And a first round for getting info. Finally, some success.
It's got to feel good to at least prevent the clutch. Get it done more poetically on that B bomb site. Getting info. They pick up that first little bit of confidence. And you know what? It's unlocked the cabinet. The AWP will be given to Dia. And when the champion, rather the runner-up of Fragadelphia Chicago that we had earlier this year, I mean, when I got to talk to Junior, you know, right at the end of that, I had one player to highlight, right, that I asked him to try and let go. I mean, obviously he's an opera. He's going to be a bit biased, but highlighted the 19-year-old. I believe he's had a birthday since then. Regardless, just still straight making that merger. It's at least out from Carson in middle, but look at how far getting info are down towards B. They've suffocated every motion back here from Marsborne. Likely to not be that side on the menu, though, system. Headed elsewhere.
They are headed elsewhere as well, but there are 2 players here ready to rock and roll for getting info, and it's the op moving into position from Dia, but a huge back off. He does spot that shadow though, and that's what's important, right? That's a little bit of info from Dia. He'll be able to communicate that to his team, that he knows where at least 1 player from Marsborne is. And now things will slow down tremendously. About a minute left on the clock now, and Marsborne just looking for the equalizer. Carson is low.
They have the entire belt in order to break right out of this. Marsborne, I mean, so diligent when they were facing down those ecosystem. Didn't even want to face into the fear where it was immediately called up for it. But with 45 seconds, feeling like their minds are going to be made up in a certain direction, may that be revealed to what now the 1 HP Carson. But on 39, you kind of got to hump on the horse. Right
if they don't clear CJ, they will though. A big kill from Grizz, and nothing will be offered up from the Cat player either. He's gonna have to rotate in a cave. Carson is here up close and personal, but he's low, and that's a big kill from Carson. The MP9 rocking, and Wolfie in a 1-on-2. Marky is down to 19 HP, down 92.
It was just Wolfie to attempt this as well. 14 seconds, and just looking for that little bit of wiggle room to try and get this down, but you just get 1 whiff of the fresh air. Bomb gonna be picked up to it. Gotta go for some fights. At least gonna be getting that rifle out. The AWP is likely gonna be let into the dust. Marky will just survive along 1 member to actually see as a witness out of this thing for getting info. Look, it's bloody. It really is, system. But they've got back-to-back, and that is a way in.
It is a way back into this game, and again, we kind of built up, I kind of built up a narrative that Marsborne were just like in control of this game, which they were in control of this game, but it's not like the game was ever out of control for getting info. Right. It's one that is very easily comebackable. All they have to do is just start getting rounds on the board. However, you will see the byproduct of how much damage Marsborne are doing in these rounds. You'll see it's a force buy for them, right? They've got a couple of Tech 9s and some Khalils on the board, but the money for getting info, they put together 2 in a row, but because they've lost so many players, even on these round wins, they are low. One round win from Marsborne is all it'll take to break the bank of getting info again.
And I don't even feel like we've really actually gotten to see the best out of any of these getting info players. It's only been 7 rounds. However, you've had 2 very big clutch moments for Marsborne. Close to even converting another. Dare here to actually take a very close gunfight in. Dia to back him up. Get this incendiary back through, but it's actually muscled out in a couple different directions. It could be followed up onto Wolfie here. He knows the second player is here, system. You either close that door or you slam it shut, but you open it from the back. Grizz gets traded out, and it's Dare that puts Motum up to clutch.
And Clutchy will try. 46 and 65 HP. He's got the AK, so it doesn't really matter. A click, little tap onto the head, and it is over. Motum now starting to work through Cave, where there is one player peeking into him. He's got that spotted out, and I think he knows where both of these players are, right? There's not a timing to go from red to Cave that quickly, and that's a kill for Motum. 30 seconds left on the clock now, and it's all on to Carson. He's got a kit, but no more than just the kit. Flash on him. Maybe an opportunity to play distraction. Motum will back up.
Slip him here.
Oh, and just misses the timing. This is huge as he'll back up to ramp now. Now Carson has to take extra time to clear everything on the site. He has no idea where Motum has gotten off to. And now this 1v1 is so interesting. You can see him taking so much time trying to clear out long, trying to clear out Cave, but he really has no idea where Motum has gotten off to. It's the stick on the site, and he's just full sticking, and that's how Getting Info will win their 3rd round. 3-5 now. Calling the bluff, and it works out.
And you know that you saw the stress on the face of Carson just light up there like he was a man on fire. Kept it down, can at least burn with that diffuse. Didn't even need to get the information on that player ramp. I couldn't have lined that one up just any more clear. Look, I don't know, the puns just are coming here today.
They are, but again, it's just another 1v1 situation. You can see they're broke still. One more round. And Marsborne back in with this force buy because of that bomb plant. It's the force buy wars, back and forth. Whoever comes out on top this round, you have to believe will reset the other team for Getting Info. That'd be a great way to get back into this game. And that's a great way to start off this round. Markey, not without merit, as he is down to 12 HP, but he's still alive, and that's what's important.
They just sent a member right in. Marsborne, they chucked out this idea of actually trying to take this to be more selves in this front line. No waiting for a minute to actually get past this thing. Recoverable rifle. Chop can still absolutely rain this thing through. Chop, a player that has seen many jerseys ever since he's gotten with this Undone project, seeing many different teammates. He's raised his stock tremendously. A guy you've seen be very quiet because these places are just so loud on a side like this. But Dare, ready to be silenced. Here, Markey actually will system, and you drop to a 3v3. Rather a 4v3.
It is a 4v3. That's a big kill from Chop, and maybe an opportunity to get back into this round. But Getting Info, you can see they're playing this default very smartly. They sent Markey in for some information. They got information from Markey, and now they're just playing this extremely passively. In fact, Red is even going to be given up now. He's going back and checking it. It's from Dare. That's lovely from Carson. A nice opening take as they walk out. He's got another, and it's all on a Chop and a 1-on-3. Khalil in his hand. He'll be sat down by Dare, and it's 4 for Getting Info. Marsborne should not be force buying this round. It should just be a half buy.
I mean, the meter just keeps going in that vertical direction. Not only is it just getting cleaner as this thing goes along, they get 4 players there and completely choke slam the economy of Marsborne that is not completely lifeless on the mat, as I may suggest, but there is going to be something to at least get a poke back. But this is worse. This is nightmare fuel. I mean, how do you actually get this flip on the pan? I don't know, man. I haven't seen anybody go for that cliche. Nobody's at A, and we're just all 5 on the site hitting it yet.
No, not yet, not yet.
Like, literally, I don't think we've had one post plan on A.
No, not run it down.
Right.
No run it down A yet. But it's ancient. We'll see it. We will see it once this game. We will see it once this game. I'm not an IGL either, man. I'm an
You want to know what's cool? You know, people talk a lot about Nard Out Here IGLs. One of the randomest things that happened to me in the last 3 weeks was Nard Out Here connected with me on LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
Yup. And that was the most surprising thing that's happened to me in the last couple of weeks.
W Nard Out Here.
Love Nard Out Here. But Carson, Dare, they've got a different itinerary to keep in check, system. I think you ought to keep me in check. This thing's getting a little bit hectic with the MP9. No way they're going to go out with 5. Yeah, that might have been a little too sweet for you.
Chop with one more kill here. It wouldn't be too bad for this buy. It's a big back away from Marquis. He needs to be careful. He's gonna grow. The Tech 9's gonna run things down up to the pistol. Marquis playing with fire here. The Tech 9 running out of ammo. What a shot from Chop. The M4 picked up. And that's honestly not bad from a round like this. 2 kills, doing a little bit of damage, forcing him to rebuy. One more would be nuts.
Stop that.
Don't do it. 1 HP. Somehow he's still alive, just dancing with danger.
It's a bomb let up all the way into Donut. With 24 hundo, I gotta imagine he's headed for a different style of finish here that I think is going to let out everything to a tie game back. Getting info, they stampede their way all the way through this. Chop won't even see his way to be let to an end. Holds on to the A1S, and I don't think anybody from Getting Info will be able to throw this back to it. At least the witness to the slaughter that came through, Marsborne, they got to hit back and they got to do it now.
Yeah, they do. You can't let this game slip away. A 5-0 start is fantastic, but going back to 5-5 is not great for them.
No.
It's kind of could spell disaster right here if they end up losing this half. We don't know yet, though. It's way too early to just say anything like that. The only thing is, like, the only downside I had to that round was Chop staying alive. Because he would have had money to buy into this round. I'm not a big fan of the M4 on the T side. I am when they don't have head armor, but you see 4 players from Getting Info have head armor right now. The only one that doesn't is Dare, so kind of a downside to have this M4 instead of an AK.
The amount of times I've seen Dare like have a down round, be put in like a funny situation, and like even recently, this is a guy that throughout, dude, like when we had the weekend that CCT playoffs were happening was the same weekend that the Dallas qualifier was happening, that Blast qualifier. Dia and Dare were playing on multiple projects. They had to, you know, fill in for teams that needed these guys. It was even Shane that filled in for Fruit Cup X on Boss towards their end of the tournament. Marsborne had to, unfortunately, forfeit their semifinal due to those complications, but we finally get to see them out. Yesterday we saw a triple collateral. That one was looking like it may have been hopeful system, but very nice, very clean on these entries, but this is a timing that they don't expect. When does it go that well, though? They're clean with 5 alive.
Yeah, and that's massive. And we just talked about this the last round. We haven't really seen a post plant come in on the A site, and there it is. There's your fast A round. There's your, hey, let's walk out, let's try and get a pick. They've got it. They kill the offer. They move forward. 2 more kills in succession, and Getting Info after the save. Marsborne finding some success. They're up to 6 now.
Yeah.
6-5.
If we can combine like the 2 cliches into one, it's the call that they can get away with once and a half, right?
Yeah.
Like they bully their way into A there. Exactly when perfectly you needed to call up something to get the tempo. Could have been actually red and then dead, but right now Marsborne at least clear the charts for 1. Getting Info. Their 5 in a row has been canceled just before they've gotten to the 6th hour.
Yeah, nice game, real smart.
You got a little bit of talk with this guy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and that's Bottom, obviously on the stage, and a guy that I've really enjoyed watching. I mean, you've seen him wear a couple of different jerseys in his day. Back when we were in Kansas City, Austin, I loved just getting a chance to actually like get behind and just see how these players are able to interact. Like, I think I spent a lot of time like watching Cryptic and watching Snap. Like a lot of these guys are able to pull up, rather not Snap, but Cryptic at that event. And with those changes now to Boss, I mean, it's been very interesting to see that specific situation. But you get this up into the stage right now. Carson's still playing very well within a spot like this, but the rest of Marsborne, they've just shaken off this little bit of concern, and you can actually see how the volume will be raised probably in a particular individual by Matum, 12 decibels up with 12 frags up on the board.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then they touch on the desk when the cameras are off.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No.
I thought they were going to do it to us.
And we've got Dia on a 5-7. It's kind of a byproduct of just how like close some of these rounds have been.
Free Dia. Get this man the AWP. Get him it right now. Well, hey, there's going to be a gun down in middle. Dare to go 1 for 1. After that is going to be sublet, but Marsborne, they aren't going to be wasting very much time. Carson, he's lined up 2 here with Donut. The whole made in this A defense. The rest of Marsborne just have to see their way down the stream. Slight min advantage for Getting Info.
That nade should have gotten a little scary. My God! What was that shot from Minus onto Markey? Has made this an even 2v2. Minus still trying to find it through the smoke. Oh my God, what is he on right now? Minus with a 3K in the round, one more left to find. And it's on Dia. That aforementioned 5-7 has been upgraded to an AK, and these two players, Minus is looking for it, and Modem will end it. It's 7-5 for Marsborne. A fantastic way to bring back the second half, and you can see how happy they are, how great they're feeling after that one. But what a round out of Minus.
Yeah, less of that is shit talk and more of it is just kind of letting that energy out. Phew, boys, we did end up actually caking back the rest of that half. It's a 7-5 here, but you have no time to actually sit back and worry about what just coerced. It's this pistol round that has its weight worth in gold upon this Ancient, where, as you said, it's just down to the split of whatever team is going to be holding on to a little bit of this momentum, this movement in with Marsborne on this pistol round. We saw Markey and co hitting these shots so consistently that before the chaos went out, we didn't even have the idea of a clutch in that initial pistol.
I like how Marsborne are going to be playing this pistol round. They're being aggressive. They're not playing passive. They're looking for the information, but that can go bad, and it does. One more player left on the B site. They walk right into the stack, and it's Modem here to try and find something through the smoke. He won't. This spells getting info. Pistol round all day, every day. And I think Modem and Minus are just going to save this armor. It is. It is a pistol round save. Will be 6 for getting info, and if they're able to get out with this armor, they can upgrade freely. And then some head armor, and maybe make a decent case for a buy next round. Won't be great, but an okay force buy. But getting info know this. They're hunting this armor down right now. A couple of kills would actually be really good as well. But I don't think Modem, no more than the 1 kill. And they should not force buy into this round, which I like better anyways. Like, even if you save that armor, right? I do not like force buying into this next round at all. I know that a lot of teams like to do it. It's kind of become meta, right? You want to try and change the script a little bit. If you're able to win this next round, you completely break them. But I think you should just be saving to get the rifles out, especially if you're Marsborne in this situation. You've looked a little bit better than getting info pretty much this entire game.
Right.
So why not just don't throw it to chance, don't throw it to luck. Get the rifles out, get your skill in the server.
Have no excuse.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a spot like that. Right here getting info, they're gonna be, lighting right up to the lay that they are holding consistently, never kind of holding away from trying to go a little bit more aggressive. So maybe getting lifted. These ecos could actually get you in a worse place just previously. However, right now you're keeping this at actually a very nice distance. Clean out of D, at least spam up onto Chop. These USPs will likely just stand onto the block. It's only the talk that came out of Montum. No frags to get put all the way down, but that pistol worth for 2. Likely to see a 7-7 made off of it. And a full house.
Good kills from the MAC-10. That's good farm, good money. And it will be 7-7, but now that aforementioned rifle round, right? We've got Marsborne, they'll be able to buy up. This is what they saved for, so no excuses in this round. Just like you said, no excuses. Get these guns out, get this round over the line, get yourself 8. Force getting info, they'll have rifles the next round no matter what happens this round, right? They'll have rifles the next round. But if you can take this round and the next round, you put them back to broke, you've got yourself at 9 and potentially onto double digits. And all you have to do is win this round. But they will have the AKs out in the next round. So it's just kind of an interesting situation for sure. 3 AKs on the board still for getting info.
Looks like they had a little bit earlier within this half.
They've got these MAC-10s, so it makes sense, right? To be kind of fast out
You've got
somewhere.
to sprint into Donut. That's exactly right. It's all about map control. Even when you think this site is wide open, the SMG is main character. But right now, it's these rifles to take up these spots. Oh, and they just go 1 for 1. Thankfully, CJ can at least let in with 1 jab back. At the moment, this Marsborne squad is not let this up to lay. Derek can actually try and square this away back in the site. Second half, Marsborne are up to fight. They've got that first rifle round in their pockets, and they only lose 2 players.
And that's exactly right. They get the guns out. They don't have to force buy. We don't have to play with chances. You get the guns out, you smoke them, and you continue to smoke them and keep it rolling on a map that you have had so much success on when you brought the rifles out. So just keep it rolling, and that's what they will do. Now, as we talked about, it will actually be a better buyout of getting info. They've got more rifles on the board.
100%.
They still do have a MAC-10, but this is the real test.
There hasn't been anything as close to it. We look upon Minus right now. Sees himself deep in the pocket. Very important for this team. The caller for this Marsborne squad. Also labeled to have star rifling duties, and now has to just go above the board, literally upon it. Gets that first, has to get back down with a little bit of support out of his Cheetah anchor. And right now, they're trying to slit something right through. Looks to be stabbing quite close, but nothing hitting home just yet, system.
Not quite. We do have this Mac 10 on Dare, gonna start to work out mid. And they're just trying to put map presence across the board. The Mac 10 will connect up, jump up. And it looks like this is gonna be B for sure. The bomb will be grabbed, and the rest of Getting Info is just sitting here and waiting for the bomb to link up. We've got about just a minute left on the board. Plenty of time for Getting Info to slow things down, find these picks. But we've got 3 here for Marsborne, 3 towards the B site. We've got a good bit of util as well. A smoke on Minus, a nade on Modem to pop open a smoke if Getting Info try and throw one.
But if I am correct, that's bottom all the way in cave. So it's gonna have to be these players to just stand up, fight with the rifles. If, you know, they're even gonna be invited to see on the way through. It'll be a great time for that HG to pop up and give them an opportunity. Not gonna have to wait long because this is gonna be the full rotation back in, but a mystery for Getting Info as to where this goes. How often, system, do you get the full back square retake? Now they're gonna have to go do-si-do through the smokes, and now they've been let in for the opportunity.
They have, and it's a 5v4 retake, a man advantage. U still starts to come in, and this is a big swing, a good kill from Darren. He backs away, but the kills are still coming through. It's all onto the player from Cave. They know where Marky's at. He can't get any kills, and it's 9 for Marsborne. A bomb plant will give Getting Info a little bit of money, but they'll need to get those rifles back out as soon as possible. They've got double loss bonus, so this should be a save from Getting Info every day of the week. It should be Marsborne to strike with double digits first.
You guys should save. You're really good at that. I don't know if that's coming right from our save, where you actually get that down. How often do you actually see in a rotation like that, Austin? That's the question I asked. How often do you see a team as confident this early as Marsborne actually see into actually just being that solid? We're all just gonna rotate 5 alive, back to square, nothing on a flank, nothing through cave. They wait their time, they wait out the smokes, they straight up muscle it out. You know, for how close this game is, it doesn't feel like we've really gotten this bolstered, bullied round back from Getting Info, aside from the Carson defuse. Right now, it's that spark to be laid. Otherwise, I think this Ancient just be burned away.
Could indeed. It is just a slower buy, so we don't expect much from Getting Info, but you can't count these pistols out, right? A couple of quick shots with the Deagle and a Tech 9, just absolute blowout on the B site, and suddenly, you've got the round turned on its head. The AK will be dueling with the Deagle. It's a little silly, but I understand it. Get the eco frags. I'm an eco frag fan as well.
Oh, I'm an eco frag connoisseur, and I'm not even afraid to admit it.
Disconnect from Marky.
A guy like Grizz is not afraid to admit that either. Blood has been spilled in the server, so you know we let the boys play on. Even after dropping a member, it's been Grizz that have been clocked into this position, right here to work in the office all day, and at least try and set up a little bit for it. It's a 3K you actually earn out. That's 10 that pops out on the other end. Double digits up for Marsborne. They find it first in the stage here during our second semifinal.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a tech pause. Marky is back in the server now, but he did disconnect during the last round. He actually did not die. He just DC'd. But
better
as
be
clean as that
round than a rifle.
Yeah, I was going to say, as clean as that round was, I don't think even if he was in the server, that Getting Info would have been able to make anything of it. And like you said, it's
well,
good that it
not
was
a marquee believer,
round.
unfortunately. Not a marquee believer.
Just not a Getting Info believer right now.
Wow.
Not a Getting Info believer
Wow,
right now.
wow. Look, I'm kind of on that same end with you. I think that it wasn't particularly going to come in the round where you were going to like sneak up to double digits, but you have to assume that this Getting Info line, I just need to see this energy back out, right? It's that mix of, you know, this
dead,
down
don't
score
they?
in
Yeah.
with that like Timberman roster. This is a team that, I mean, you know who you want to face in that final. It would be great for this Getting Info team to see into Snav right across the stage, but they got to get past Marsborne
They
first.
do have
and
to
that
get
is a
past
very big hurdle. And I mean, to have it be a little dynamic, to deal with some of the craziness of playing with Shane, playing with Vanity, and the crazy times that we have just seen here in these last couple of weeks, I think that you actually saw us in, I mean, you get the AKs up, it's the getting info by that you just see forward, and it's Dust 2 right after this. So you better start getting hot right now.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity to get this one back, and maybe your last opportunity to, put your name on the board for Ancient. Marsborne are up to double digits now. They only need 3 rounds to get this one over the line. And you won't be able to buy into the next round unless you, get a bomb plant and make a good case for yourself. You've only got triple loss bonus in this round. It's $2,900 in your bank. A bomb plant will keep things interesting, and a couple of kills will as well. Marsborne have looked really good. These defaults have been really, really good for them. They've just been patient, waiting for getting info to make the mistakes, waiting for them to get aggressive, push too far up. And it's worked very, very well for them. And you saw, like we talked about it in the post plant, like they're just being patient. They feel more confident in their riflers than getting info feeling theirs. And you can tell on the server that it's working out for them.
Go and honestly look like Marsborne just did at the start of this half. Got a whole minute. Marsborne give them a little bit more respect than honestly was transacted at the start. Looks to be a bit of a merger here all the way through. This pop all the way down. Correct response for Marsborne, and honestly, now you have to flip the flound through cave with Grizz to actually be carried out with Chop right next to him. Now this is a problem. Now you found the solution. You're right back into A, but can Wolfie try and just take a little bit more pressure off? It's just one system, but that's worth it in the end of the day. Him and Modsum can stay around and actually consider, but for a moment, it's likely a decision to get right out.
And that's exactly what they do. They back out, it is into the save, and it looks like Modsum is potentially positioning himself to get a couple of exits, right? They're gonna have money to buy into the next round. It won't be too bad. So he's pretty comfortable if they try and come out into CT, get himself a couple of kills, take some guns away, and that's what they're doing, right? They're just trying to play to hurt the economy, but these guns are also important.
See if they end up seeing that far into the way of MOTM, who top fragging member for this Marsborne unit. Their competition just hits 8, separates right from 2 on the stage. I feel like I was a little bit disappointed in her first half, like 2 streaks of 5 rounds. That can be a little bit like comical when you look at it, it's neck and neck, and then you see that it was just kind of the tale of, 2 sets of those rounds, 2 spills. This is the back and back that I wanted. Now we'll see if they can go right forth, getting info. They just get that 8th. They need to hold on to it. Kind of similar shoes worn on the Marsborne side now, where their economy is just through that thin glass.
Decent nade. Good chunk of damage on a CJ and Carson. 69 HP. The spam will fall short. Oh, but Carson jumps right into the open arms of Minus. And more Yuto to keep this at bay. There's actually a push from Chomp as well. A good flash isolates the fight. The kills are coming through. And down goes Dare as well. It's all onto Marky, all alone. Doesn't even have the bomb. Just walking out A. Sure, you've got the space, but you've got no bomb. You've got no teammates. This looks like 11 for Marsborne unless Marky can pull something miraculous out of the hat.
As much as I have wanted to see the action out of the veteran player today, I gotta say that this is a too high of a call to actually answer. Whole 60 seconds to actually give this a lay, so Marky will likely make contact onto this player, but contact is out on the way back up. And this Marsborne team, they look like they've been here before. This is only 1.5 months as a roster, and they're looking good, sister.
And look at what Getting Info are doing. This is potentially 12 for Marsborne, right? They've got enough money to buy in this round. It's not a great buy. They've got 3 AKs, a Galil, and a Tech 9, but you see their loss bonus. It's only 2,400. If they're not able to make something serious of this round, they'll be broke to fight for 13. They will have scraps on their T side to keep Marsborne from taking this map. They are 1 round away from breaking. Is this one? That is not a good opening pick if you're Getting Info. Grizz, a good flash. Actually, I believe it was a smoke, and the flash came from behind. And a nice kill from Minus as well. He's been so solid on this mid fight. So good. Donut is on lock. Nice try, Getting Info. It's 3 versus 5, and this is what we talked about. They're not really making anything of this round right now. If they aren't able to at least get a bomb plant or a couple of kills, they're going to have nothing in the next round.
And they can just play with them. I mean, this is a late bloody brawl in the ring, and just for some reason on Ancient, in this round 20, getting info, looking like they are just not ready to tap out, so they are just gonna swing.
They don't even
like
take a
heads
single
on
kill.
the tee. It's crazy. For 5 alive at this point, you might as well just wrap that thing in a bow and send it off.
Yeah, I mean, now you're going to have nothing to fight with. Sure, you bought into that round. I know what you were doing, right? Throw all your eggs into one basket. We win this round or we lose the game. But, like, looking at the buy that we have right now, it's lose the game.
100%.
They're going to have to change the pace. They've got these Tech 9s, this Mac 10, so you're going to have to do something quicker. Speed up. Maybe an aforementioned A rush, but it looks like the bomb is going towards B, and it doesn't look like we're actually going to be very quick at all. This kind of looks like a standard default. Maybe take some cave space, see if we can get these close range guns, some good fights, but that early util damage spells disaster for getting info, and they're continuously forced off of this fight. They're not able to take this close range angle, but now they're moving to cave. A good push. Trop needs to be careful. Oh, the Tech 9! You have to get that kill if you're Carson. You have
So
to.
frustrating. Oh, but Dia needed on time with a kill like that. I'm just not thinking that it's going to be that much luck.
This is 13.
Headed into the well of the way. I would say pack up your bags, get ready to head on to that Dust 2. We were wondering who getting info. We're going to actually see that match struck here towards the end. But with the one lay all the way back through, we haven't even signed this thing right down. But you might just get these digits right through. It's that contact made in a matter of time with 50 to go. The Mac 10 pulls it through. And it's done. It is just that 13-8. You put right down. That is Ancient going to be roped off with yellow tape. Our first map in our second semifinal down here, and it is raked in red. Graces here. And, you know, we enjoy the graces of a little bit of a warm time, just so that we've gotten in this very sunny weekend in Philadelphia. Up until Sunday happened, man. The Sunday truce not aligning for the weather right down. But you got to check the air quality. You got to check right into Motham to see if he can just breathe right through, can actually just bob and weave in for one. But it looks like these Glocks are going to get active up above.
Oh my God!
Motham, and he's still
Oh my God! He's going
Motham
crazy!
is laying it down early.
One more player left to find. It's all Marky, but it is a 1v2. It's a very winnable clutch, but no, it's not. Modem with the ace. My God, what is that from Modem? A great way to open up Dust 2. We were talking about how we expected a little more from getting info, but Modem just setting the pace on map number 2 says, no, this is us. This is our best of 3.
That's exactly like how it happened before. No clutch it's actually put into, but getting info. They start out Ancient in that initial pistol round by actually winning the reasonable gunfights, staying together on the groups with the Glocks and actually doing so well. Not going to be able to kind of throw money back into the fire right here. So that's why you just see maybe the Deagle measured up, getting info are going to make sure that they're going to be able to get these AKs up right when they're called upon. Carson.
Oh my gosh,
right
Carson.
behind this player.
Okay.
Needs to turn all the way back, and it's looking system like just a quick burnout long. You spam that clip back in. Could it be back-to-back 4Ks for this Mata member? He's hunting it down, long range on the MP9 will not ruin his vein. It's back-to-back money for Marsborne. 8 frags for Matam already.
Money. He loves that. Cha-ching. Yeah, I was going to actually bring up the fact that I actually made a mistake in the last round. I called it an ace. It wasn't an ace. Grizz actually got a kill.
Yesterday, I called an ace at 3 kills, so you are good. You are good. Well, rather, I was like, he's on for the ace, which is cardinal sin.
I guess I'm not quite, I wasn't quite as bad, but it was not an ace, so.
That's why we love systems.
Hey, actually, so Grizz has actually stolen his ace twice now. He's done it twice.
Okay, I would say that instead of, you know, Grizz stole the ace, how about you
Grizz
share and care, bro?
No, Grizz stole the ace.
It's a bro ace at that point.
Sharing and caring is an eco-fragger's way of saying stealing an ace. That you wanted your eco. Shut up.
I do that a lot to King when we're actually playing matchmaking. We have him besides production. Got to ruin his lay when we actually get to it. The King stays the King, especially up on Cat right now. Just gets that initial headshot. A site is open. Better call onto Matam, except he's all the way on the other side of the map.
And it's a 4v5 now. Marsborne will attempt this retake. We'll see where Modem is going. He is going to link up Cat with the rest of his team, it looks like. And they will be attempting this. Oh, but that's a big kill through the smoke, and they'll run through. The Famoso strike with 1. That kill on the Marquee, but I think they just have to back up and give this away now. Carry these rifles over into the next round. Getting info this round. Just bring these rifles over, get a buy into the next, and try again. And that's what it will, that's exactly what it's going to be.
all upon that long corner. Marsborne, they are very heavily invested into getting a couple of those rifles out of this thing, but nothing actually falling into their lap from the long save immediately called up. Getting info. There it is. They don't have to wait 5 before getting their initial round here in our second map. It's Dust 2, and they've already reset in. Can you get this ball rolling down right now? Kaboom. I would like that.
Still got a FAMAS on the board for Marsborne, but it's not a bad buy.
So far, when Matum doesn't get a 4K, Marsborne lose on Dust 2.
Yeah.
That technically is true.
And he's yet to die.
Through 3 rounds of sample size.
He's got an 8K.
Do better. Do better. This is why you don't want me on your team system. I'm not a reasonable individual. I know you were begging me to play the Big L this morning. Not gonna happen.
You make it sound like I was like on my knees.
Please.
Like, Mark, please play the Big L with me. Mark, please carry me. No.
Caster
Mark.
Legion will come eventually.
Caster Legion.
Is the cat hit coming right now? Delayed for another 7 seconds.
And they will back away as well. I think that Molotov and the smoke on top of it will be enough to kind of push them back towards another part of the map. The bomb has been dropped towards lower. And so far, not a single point of damage has been done to any of these players.
Oh, minus. He's about to full.
Oh, that's big, and that's the bomb as well. They're going right back. They're going right into it, and somehow he gets away. It's a big mow down. The kills are coming through the door. Lots of damage, and nade on, but he will not find anything.
Talk about a ridiculous brawl. It's going to be getting info that does not get out with that advantage. Marquis, with this to turn into a 2v2, you cannot finish the kill. Marquis now to attempt a 1 versus 3. Bomber is back.
Low, actually.
And he does have a potential 1v1 that he can line up right now. Walking back for it. It's going to be tucked down into it. Easy first kill for Marquis. Now set up shop here into the A bomb site where Marsborne have Wolfie and Minus on the way, both on 31 health.
They are low. He's got the AK. Left for the drop. Oh my God! What was that from Marquis? 2 from getting info now, and they tie things up. A potential way back into this game. It was a big start for Marsborne, but so far it holds true. Unless Modem can get a 4K, Marsborne aren't winning rounds.
The rest of the Funky Bunch just watches along. It doesn't know what to think. This is ridiculous, coming magically out of the hat of Marquis. And I would too take a timeout, even if I was upon that other side. Marsborne have got to be shaken right here. But it's the clutches that line the beginning of these games. And when it was clutches lining it for Marsborne on Ancient, they see the way more fortunate into the rest of that game. That's going to be a big stepping stone that Marquis lays down, seeing into a 7-3 start for himself.
And it is so electric to see a veteran in the scene like that just come alive in the server, get those kills. It's a lovely clutch as well.
And for that moment, like the 2 veterans that you have on the stage, far none, right? Yeah. Matum the highest on the board for his unit. Marquis straight up calling him out and saying, I can raise it as far as you to the roof. It's a tie game right now, so you better mean what you say.
And better mean what you say, indeed. Another force buy from Marsborne. They bought everything down. They've got MP9s, a 5.7 of a Moss. They've actually only got 1 and 4 on Grizz, and that is not a great start to this round as Chop has been tagged down to 27, getting it though quick out long. The flash is good, but no kill from Grizz. A mistake. And now the 5.7 tries to take this space. Wolfie up close and personal. Maybe a chance to recover the M4, but it's gone. It's out of sight. It's out of touch. And now he slipped the gap through the smoke. CJ getting stuck. I think they know that he's here now.
He certainly touched something, but actually
they do know.
Through. Surprise, but you can't actually get that opper out towards it. Maybe just shaken for the moment. They will take anything to get Dia up on that prayer. But right now, I think Chop may be feeling to try and throw one up. You know the vertical distance on these MP9s to begin upon these planters. But he gets that down safely system, and now can look to brawl to this, almost right over the smoke. I reset briefly for a moment into a 4v3.
So because their money is so low, this is going to be a save. They need to back out. They need to get these guns into the next round and give themselves a chance to at least fight. But they are going to go down. It's going to be 3 for getting info, and now, for the first time in the series, they have the lead.
See if they can hold on to that. Remember how aggressive Marsborne were. Set up outside long to take a couple of bites back, cut out of the round of Chop. No save over for that soul. probably the most valuable pull you had out of that saved AK is not going to be seeing its way into round number 6. Here you go, getting info with a little bit of a greasy lead, not the way that they imagined it coming down. I don't think they actually developed that Ancient being as hectic as it was. Regardless, that is how they are gonna fall with the punches here. 3 rounds in a row to try and meet the streak of the beginning of Ancient at 5.
I know if you're a Marsborne fan, you want this to end in 2 maps. You want this to just be over and get yourself onto that stage. But I am electrified right now. I am excited, and I want to see 3 maps. I want this, but we'll see if Getting Info can give it to us or not. CJ, with that op, will miss the opening pick. But Carson will be able to find bottom. And on a save round, this should be 4 for Getting Info.
And you just gotta let these 5-7s loose. Cut the leash. See what Wolfie can make and do with it. Flash right up.
Look at Chop's position. Hold on, Grizz has gotten a kill with the USP.
You have a real big problem here.
Yeah, look at this position from Chop. He's gone uncleared, and it's just about to delay. This could be huge. He's not even pulling the trigger. A big kill from Wolfie, and the Deagle will run in. The MP9 has got the kill. It's on to Dare in a 1v2. How has this one gotten away from them so big? The smoke is massive. It'll keep Chop alive. And now Dare in a desperate situation to try and get his team the round. He doesn't have the bomb on his back, but he does have the chance.
Is he slipping right through? How often do you see Grizz nail that head down with the scope in hand? Marsborne, they are actually going to have to probably follow the plan perfectly, regardless of the itinerary. They shine fully. Grizz with that flank, he takes it double time at the end, puts the pin right through on that AWP. Lead led right back to a tie game between Marsborne and Getting Info.
They say, yeah, nice op buy. Thank you for the op, Mr. CJ. And they go right back onto a buy of their own that's actually really low. You see, they don't have a lot of util. They've got a Galil on the board as well for Carson, and they are on the grasp of going into an eco of their own. This could be a big opportunity for Marsborne. We'll see if they can capitalize on it here on Dusk. This is good space from Getting Info early, though. They're taking out long. They've got the bomb here. They're in position to move towards the site. And this is kind of how Dust is played. If you're a CT, if you're not really fighting for long, you're back on the site, you're passive. You can give this to them, let them have all the space, and then let them push into the meat grinder that you have set up.
Door smoke down. You're definitely going to be trying to actually get some fool in the way. Do you think that cat is going to be an issue here? The walk up. That's the least they can do. But it's going to be the walk up that you exactly paint to try and come up. Do they have enough time to let this dry? There's a slight gap upon that left side. They go right into the blade of Grizz, who had just put that down in the previous round. But so far, Chop is the only buddy that can get right through. It's Mata through the flames with 2.
And it's a 2v3 right now. A smoke will come out. A big kill from CJ, though. Keeps this in a 2v2. CJ and Carson. No more CJ. It's all on to Carson. He's got the Galil in his hands. A 1v2 to try and keep Getting Info in this round. The bomb is down on the site. An opportunity to grab it. Maybe get the plant. Maybe get them a little bit of extra money. A swap to the AK. Bomb is picked up. And the plant will be stuck. A 1v2 now for Carson. This would be an amazing round for him to get over the line. Doesn't know where the CTs have gotten off to. Spots the jump out the gate through the box, and that will be 4 for Marsborne, and should be 5 as well. You got the bomb plant down, but you've got no loss bonus. You're not gonna have money to work with in the next round. Make it 4 and potentially 5.
And again, Minus can at least stand up to the pressure. So tall. I'll sound like a broken record mentioning this again. His first time at LAN. His first time looking up against his fellow IGL on the stage. Carson, he calls him out and pins him down to the floor with 2 double dinks that come right through the corner of the cat box. Marsborne, they get their little bit of a bleed back. They get 2 on this Dust 2 to turn it around. But right now, you actually do get this little bit of lift into a lay. We just saw how this was thrown away. Markey to start it off like that. We could be on to another hectic one. Nothing guaranteed.
Out. Oh my God, what a shot from Carson. Oh my God, he's found 2. This is sick. What a pistol round, and it's gone the other way. Getting Info or finding one of their own. It's 5 alive for them right right now.
Mine is
Chop
green.
will at least find one, but it's getting info on full Deagles. Steal it right back from Marsborne. It's tied back up 4-4. What is this shot from Carson?
That's insane. I mean, it's believable from Markey there, but getting him around like that, but I mean, truly stuff of legend from Carson there, sweeping into middle. That's the type of play that you can immediately turn the tides with on land, and that is where you come to get this getting info squad, your full price of admission as advertised with shots like that, particularly out of Carson. Dia still 0-5 on this Mirage with the scope in hand, not much of a problem there.
And look at the response buy from Marsborne. They don't have a lot of money themselves, very low on util. They've got 3 MP9s on the board. And M4 is in the hands of Mata, and that could change it. He's been phenomenal this game, but to be honest, he got 8 kills in the first 2 rounds. So far, in these next couple of rounds, he's only found 3 kills, so a little bit of a slowdown, especially from what we saw at the beginning. Of course, it's hard to keep up a tempo like that.
Right.
It's hard to keep that kind of pace. But you hope that he can continue to find some impact here for Marsborne.
That's an easy one for Markey to get back up into lower right now. Gets that crawl right into that shot, but Wolfie can find just that slight hint back, a bit of an occupation out here towards middle, but the right adjustment to get a little bit of a peek in, but there's nothing coming down. It's just that hammer out of the hands of Markey, and the B site on lock, at least it appears to be.
I believe this is going to be a save as well. They're not going to have a lot of money for the next round. They need to get these M4s over. And that's the one, good thing about being on the CT side is if you save, you still get money, right? You don't die. That is the MP9 gone. You don't lose all of that money. You can continue to buy and buy and buy. And these M4s in the next round can give them a potential case in the right hands, in the right positions. But it will be 5 for getting info.
Dude, I need Carson to embrace the ego. Believe that every single fight he can take can end up just like those Deagle peaks in mid. That's how you know they are really wanting to just string up every sign of life from the Marsborne unit. Matam to survive that engagement, but look at this. Actually could get definitely more taxing than getting info probably originally considered. That's why you lie into the way. Can't blame a guy for trying though. Either way, getting info. They take a little bit of a lead back on Dust 2.
This is big from getting info. They're finding some pace. They're finding their footing here on Dust 2. And that's what we expected out of them. This is their map pick. We expected them to come into this a little bit stronger than we saw in Ancient, and right now they are proving that to be the case. In fact, this first half is phenomenally much better from both teams than the first half that we saw in the last map, because it's closer. It's back and forth. It's not just 5 rounds here and then 5 rounds there for the other team. It's back and forth and back and forth.
Sitting with those USPs still. These AKs having to do the majority of the work here. You have Dia out towards long at this moment.
What is this?
The guy just got handed like a Canadian candy from Tesla right up north. Down south, though, it's Dia picking up his first frag of the map, managing those back lines on the AWP. Not a storyline we thought we'd be peering into, but with getting info, peppering how they are right now, if that's the one stock you can raise through this, then you are going to have to peek onto the next highest. It's Matam now to be challenged, and he has not let up a single hint to this solution, but audibly now going to be burnt out the rest, and I think that same hope to likely come into the way of Chris eventually, who muscles out a USB kill. Why does this have a chance of going bad?
I don't think it does. I think it got a little bit scary there. And I just want to say, this is the second time that Grizz is at a USP up against a full buy and has found a kill. Found a kill with it. So Grizz very, very effective with that USP. A good save from Wolfie. It means they'll be able to drop into the next round as well. It'll make their buy just a little bit better. Give them a little bit more in the bank to work with in these coming rounds. Getting info. They don't really have what they need to justify going for this. There's no reason to really go for it. It's 1 M4 that they save. You can let them have it. You go into the next round. You continue to build your money up. This will be 6 for getting info. So at the very least, even if Marsborne are able to win the last 2 rounds of the half, they have at least tied things up. Or secured a tie is what I meant to say. Sorry. English no workout right now.
Words are hard.
Word hard.
Words are hard. And boy, we've been doing a lot of yapping.
We have.
That's why we came here.
It's a beautiful day to close it out as well. I'm
Honestly,
very happy.
Honestly, I mean,
This weekend has been great.
it's kind of, a little bit silly that I don't know how it worked out this way, but like we had both teams that ended up making that Super Bowl with 2 frag events each. To that next year, maybe that can actually, reach into it. I feel like I'm coming into Philadelphia when, spirits are quite high. It's been a very nice opponent. So
are we building an NFL storyline?
Dude, are the Raiders gonna make the Super Bowl next year? We're going to Vegas after this. Answer is hell no.
The answer is hell no. I do love Brock Bowers, though.
Yes, we do.
I love Brock Bowers.
Yes, we do.
Little Georgia boy. Go Dogs.
Dow.
Go Dogs. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Don't say that too loud. Literally right outside of the venue on the electrical box, it is spray painted "Go Birds." So
they're an
whether it's even
NFL team.
removed,
They don't
then,
care.
Hey, baby, that motto is going to be seen all throughout Philly. And we've been enjoying it. I know we have been, Carson. Brett, did I just call you Carson?
You did call me Carson.
Oh, boy.
Call me Carson.
Ha! Bodily reaction.
Oh, man. Speaking of reaction, getting info, trying to react to this defense that Marsborne have set up
I
on
like
this
that
map.
transition.
And they've taken long space. This is good for Marsborne. They're able to focus on the rest of the map now because they have a player up long, because they have so much space towards long.
Okay.
This gets interesting. A smoke out for mid, and now
Whoa.
they try to accelerate. A big kill from Chop, and they hold true. We've got Modem in mid, but Dea will find him. He's got 2 and potentially 3. He will be ran down by Minus, but it is getting info who have found space out of the sight, but not if Minus has anything to say about this round. 3 kills for himself. It's on to Marky, the veteran, for getting info right now. As he tries to put this through, he's got 1, but can't find the other. Grizz will get it through in a big round from Minus.
Probably the heaviest that you have had, and now that weight is just going to fall off the pressure of the shoulders of Marsborne, where you even see those fangs right back with that initial frag to let that loose, but it's 3 in a row canceled out. Need to bring this to a tie game. This thing's already getting off to a bolstering start. Marky and Matem still pulling over a whole lot of these strings, and the rest of the supporting cast, they are just singing as loud.
Miss Molotov will actually be forced to give this up. Grizz does not have to push into this. He won't be able to push into this. And getting info, in contrast to what we saw in the last round, they have the long space this time. The bomb is back towards here as well. So what we're going to see is a slow walk up from getting info. It's actually not very slow at all. Sure, they're walking, but they're very, very quick up here. They could catch this off guard.
Oh,
Grizz has got to play this careful, and he's got it. 1. Won't be able to find the second. It's 1 and done for Grizz. Util will be thrown out, and this will be a retake any way you put it. It's the last round and a half. Marsborne are going to have to go for this no matter what.
The reason you put Grizz on a site like this is to try and stand up to these multi-kills. 1 and done is not good enough. That makes this challenge that something harder to step up to. CJ with a huge frag, and that's gonna lay its way onto the ramp. The red carpet sprawled out for Marsborne to just walk and try and actually let this loose. Dia to put this right down, but it's Matem in the back lines, but he is not lagging behind to get this forward. Just patient to find any clue system. But it's Carson that is red, and he can smell the blood in the water, but it is the king that stands tall, right to Goose. Getting info, they do end up getting that advantage, but just slightly out of our first half of Dust 2.
An exact flip-flop of what we saw on Ancient as well. It was 7-5 for Marsborne, and now we've got 7-5 for getting info. So, will it follow Ancient's path, and they just cruise into the second half, or are Marsborne going to give us a fight? This pistol round will be very telling. Pistol rounds in
Getting
MR12
info have been better on the pistols.
They have.
Besides the clutches, they've been better on the pistols. It's time for them to put money where their mouth is. Get that dollar bill and don't even let go.
And the introduction of Match Round 12 has made pistol rounds worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
It's basically 3 or 4 free rounds.
A little bit of MR12 funsies.
I hate MR12. I really do.
It's an interesting time. But I digress. One of the reasons why we do love MR12, though, is the entertainment value.
Yes.
As we see these shots down, before we kick it off, we have a best-of-5 grand final, obviously, that we are looking forward to right after this. And you know what? Shot wants to soar right to it, above the water, in that line. It's Dare that won't survive, but you can go ahead and add minus to that list. Out in 1 beat.
And the smoke will come out. They've given up this B site besides a couple of taps through the smoke. In fact, Dia will actually find a deke of his own. He'll be forced to give this up. This is the bomb going to go down. We've got 3 coming in from Tons. and it's got to hold this line with the Glock. And the big point of the Glock on the T side is to stay mobile, stay active, right? That's what you want to do. You want to keep dancing around. It's so good. The moving accuracy is huge. And against these USPs, that's where your advantage is. And they put them into the meat grinder. It's a 2v4, but a big kill back from CJ, but it will just be the one. And getting info will not find that pistol round. It's Marsborne to find 6, and I don't think getting info got enough in that pistol round to justify going for a forge 5. I think they're just going to have to save.
On the CT side, that decision just can become so much more difficult to make, but it seems to be maybe in that decisiveness, probably the more clear route. You swallow the pill right now. You bring this down humbly to a 7-7. I'd like to see whether even CJ is going to be pepper in with that little bit of spice in from the 5-7. Getting info are going to be met at 7 right here.
This is what you need to see on a round like this, right? You just want to see the slow, passive build up into the round. Marsborne going to start to accelerate forward. They don't let too much time tick off the clock. They don't let these pistols get active. Grizz is going nuts. 4K for
Griswold,
Mr.
what are we
Grizz.
doing? This guy Griswold I know and love. You know me,
He should be in a
system.
Pantene commercial.
I've been a very, very humble solution to it. Even more poetic with Montum getting that last kill, stealing the ace from Grizz this time. But you can see, I mean, this is a guy that you want to get peppered up. You can hit the stride heading into the grand final. Grizz is going to love it. I've loved the determination by Grizz. A hard year and a half this young man has had in the game, outside of the game, but has never stopped coming to these tournaments. Came to Fragadelphia, Kansas City twice.
Dedication.
Our main event in Kansas City. Came back out this summer as well, playing with these mixed lineups. That's how you keep yourself hot. That's how you keep yourself within that hat. We all remember when this man made ESL Pro League with that squad with Wildcard. And obviously, it's this Marsborne roster that's loved him. Not loving the start of this round. They lose 2 players right out. That is Eminem, minus and Modem right out. Oh, look at this, not dare. How dare you actually set this line? And it's actually Carson, or rather CJ, that puts those last 2 to rest.
And it's
That
5
was a
alive.
little anticlimactic.
Yeah, it's 5 alive as well, so they keep a lot of money going into this. They're going to reset the money of Marsborne. Sure, Marsborne will be able to get an okay buyout, but it's not great. It won't be great. We've got 2 Galils, not the best bit of util as well. Modem will only have that flash on him. And this is all their eggs into one basket. If Marsborne lose this round, it'll be 9 for getting info and 10 as well, because they'll just have pistols to fight with.
And I know that I love to glaze Grizz on stream, but the point of a conversation like that is even look at what getting info have done. Look at the results that an unsigned unit like Boss have put up at Fragadelphia is leading them to finally get the support that they need, right? Don't need to forget about any of these players, because look, they're right shining the lights on the stage like getting info had never left.
And it would actually be really, really poetic. It would be a poetic storyline to see getting info on the stage.
Certainly.
Against Blue Jays. It would be absolute cinema indeed, Mr. Producer. That's King. We love King. Shout out King.
Yes, I don't believe they can hear him, but he did held into that conversation we were speaking about of Snab obviously being on the other side of that no matter what for either of these units. A bit more personal for that getting info side, but hey, I gotta say that, you know, for as much as I want to praise Grizz, I have not seen anybody other than Snab with as many LAN trophies at these Fragadelphia events under a multitude of different rifling units. He has done it all.
He has done it all. Snap's kind of made a name for himself recently. Like he's like actually like really good. I know a lot of people were like questioning that move when he moved to Blue Jays and everything. And there was a lot
there's
of
a little bit of
controversy. Ooh, hold on now.
A little bit of an adjustment. But you're falling right back down. It didn't seem like they had a clue about that. They're moving right up to it, almost lining within the pockets there. You look at Marquis trying to sneak right out of this smoke, but it's 11 seconds. That is going to be the concern. And HE that can travel in now, that can just cancel the plans, but bomb down, and you can whip the sweat off the brow right now, system.
That's come through. Motive and Minus able to chime in. I was gonna say chop in. But it's Dia and CJ to try and get this one over the line for getting info, a 2v3, and you hear the screams, run away, go save all you want. It's 8 for Marsborne. Tied back up at 8-8, the bomb will explode. And man, is this game proven to be close.
You can take a look that we Cashmere do have, our Marsborne unit just on site. They're faithful, cheering them on deep from the pit as they do reach this tied game out of it. Obviously looking on to, we can continue that conversation, right? A lot of people will question a move in like Snap for this unit, right? Everybody is a very big fan of Cryptic. I know, especially around here, right? A little bit unlucky with that situation over at Nouns to get that down. So a lot of talent over on that side. And then you answer, how can you even think to replace a guy like Cryptic? You remember that New Year's Eve when all these, moves were coming down? It was crazy. I was about to hit the parties myself, and I had to take a line on Twitter to get all that news. I think it's challenging to replace a guy like Cryptic, but you might have found the one guy in the space to do that, Sister.
Yeah, and it's really impressive because, again, a lot of people were questioning that move. How do you replace Cryptic? And then Snav came in, and people were like, you're replacing Cryptic with Snav? But he has made a name for himself. He has proved that he is just as good, maybe, if not even better.
Haven't seen anybody else win 3 lands, make 4 finals. Lost in Philly last time. He's looking to change that. Obviously was with that mixed Timberman lineup.
Firepower like that as an IGL is like super nice. It,
like that. Yeah, that's 3 kills in literally 2
seconds.
Of a blink.
Bing, bing, bop, bam, bam, bing, bop.
And honestly, with that swing that you could probably get as quick as you just described, vocally, audibly, out of a couple of the noises you just made.
Bing, bop.
This is exactly what I wanted. Just this immediate back and forth with getting info. It looks a little bit too easy. Before I commented, it's a little bit anticlimactic. But right now, I think they're going to be ready to get it down in any sort of measure of the sense. 5 live right here in system, and they're not done fighting for this long. This is it now versus 5. Sound the alarms, put it on DEFCON 4. Right now it is CJ India to look in to avoid the nightmare.
But it's Wolfie that has to close it out. A 1v2, a chance, an opportunity to try and get this one over the line for Marsborne, but there's a timing for long that he has just escaped. And now he pushes himself back into a corner, back into the Gandalf corner. They threw a molly here and cleared out the 2 players, and now it's his turn. His turn to sit here and see if he can get this one over the line. There is a kit on CJ, a timing on this peak, but the nade will take him out, and it will be 9 for getting info. Back into the lead.
He should have enough time for it. Dia to get that down cleanly, breaks it through. It is 9. He's in that glass. Look, man, not to go up and actually shun the praises here. You get that 9, but it's 4 more players that you should have actually had to rest. Thankfully, Dia has caught up with the rest of the squad just here at about 9 frags. But that nade just links in on the way. CJ from the grave with the signature on top of that.
And it's a save. It's a save from Marsborne. They can't do anything in this round. They just got to get these pistols out. And by these pistols, I mean a P250 and a Tech 9 on minus. Maybe get a couple of kills, maybe do some damage, but this should be double digits every day of the week for getting info.
Try to see right out of the double doors. That was 3 rounds ago. CJ with the triple. Carson shunning in for 1 this time. It's Dare. Try and stack his papers, get actually ready for what could be thrown at his lines. Just a little bit of improvisation that you're gonna have here. Oh, I've been waiting for this all day. Dion land with the scope, get ready for a highlight. He's just barely off the cusp of that second. Hold on, you line this one up to be a little bit easier than it was, but maybe out of the rifle. The fuzz is here, it's 5-0 pulling up, and at least they're shooting back. The lock gets 1. It's Marsborne with the bomb plant, better than we assumed, and they're all cleaned up on aisle 1.
And a kill not too bad either. Like you said, the bomb plant will give them a little bit more money to go into this next round. It was just the save, so they will have a great buy in the next round to work with. No excuses going into this one. It's 10-8. Getting info are in control right now, but this game, once again, like we said last game, it's not out of control yet. 2 rounds separate these teams. And Marsborne have fought tooth and nail this entire series for every single round. And it's a Marsborne timeout.
And as we did get on with that clutch, when you saw Wolfie trying to get along from Gandalf, we popped up with the camera right before we went to Wolfie. we were going ahead and watching Snav in the crowd, probably hoping that, you know, Marsborne gonna get on this one 2-0. We don't want to be waiting around too long for our best of 5 grand final that can be absolutely worth everything it's advertised to be. And you know, there's no lower bracket here. Here we get that same camera back. Obviously, News in the middle and peeping to his right. Obviously, the former semi-permanent or semi-current teammate rather of CJ, as CJ, you know, does sub in for a lot of those announced officials you had during the season. I think we actually have Nyx also swung through to this Fragadelphia. A lot of the faces you do see here. It's all about bringing the community here, even if you're not playing.
That's what this is about, friendship, unity, love.
That's how we're carrying this broadcast. Through our romance.
Through our romance.
Oh yeah. It starts to probably get that hot. I don't know.
I really tried.
It's not even.
Oh, no clear, but he gets the kill. That's a big mess up. Dare is going to be pissed about that one. You see it in his reaction, rubbing his face right now. He cannot believe that he just died like that, and that is a big fine for Modem. On the other screen, he's a little upset, Modem, that he didn't clear that quarter.
Just a little bit of a raunchy back and forth. But it's gone just bloody knuckles here. Waiting for that next jab all the way through. Probably a little bit heavier on the side that you wouldn't expect. Getting info. They look to just stack their boxes over here towards this Bravo base with a very quick stance that they can get up and sprint towards that A side if need be. Marsborne to find this out the hard way.
They're gonna walk into the setup. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is a good setup, a high-low. They start to walk out. It's one that chimes in very well. CJ with 2 kills. The op gonna try and move forward, but he misses the shot. He'll hit that one though. Go swinging into me all you want. I won't miss another, but it is Wolfie on 14 HP. Not much he can do, but save in this round. The op has to back out. It's 11 for getting info. And inching ever closer to that ever elusive 13th round. They don't even want to let him save.
Get this man out.
And they're gonna kill him after time, potentially. Are they gonna let him go? No, okay. They won't press forward too much. They do just let him get away. That is a frustrating kill, unfortunately, if you're Dare, but your team at least wins the round, so it's not in vain.
It's been a little bit awkward all around those doors through this entire matchup, but another streak that you get down on. Let's see if they can hold this path for just 2 more steps. Gonna have an awfully great look into this queue right now. A timeout from Marsborne at the moment. Viathan to sound in during a moment like this. Gotta stand up to the dogs on dust too, because you know what's gonna come biting at you on Nuke.
No idea. No idea. I mean, I feel like Nuke, these 2 maps, like I feel like we had an idea of how they were going to go, right? We expected Marsborne to take Ancient. This is the map we expected getting info to be better on, and they
even
have
opposite on the map picks, by the way. That's just how we've seen that down.
Yeah, and it's just like Nuke is just a coin toss. It's a flip. I really don't know what to expect out of that map.
Yep. Into this dust too is, ooh, okay. Gonna help go ahead and take a full serving there. Carson gonna give him seconds as well. Minus gonna be pushed out of the beginning of this thing. We highlighted their 1v1 from earlier in this situation. Ever since then, Carson has been having his own laps back up. You know that he's been wanting to push this Marsborne unit to unfaithful times. Getting info, they group up middle of this thing. They're trying to turn this timing out on its own. And CJ's just gonna be sounding through the smoke onto Grizz.
Yeah, they tried to walk up long. They tried to find the timing. The op, that is a big miss. Gotta find this kill, but no. It is just Wolfie once again, and a 1v4. The ace clutch needed, but you just have to believe that this is too much. Too much for Wolfie to try and get over the line. This looks like 12 for getting info every day of the week. And Marsborne, their money is not going to be great in the next round.
I don't know. I'm throwing everything at the kitchen sink right now, like Marky is thinking. You have Dia just streaking up all the way through B, if I am correct. But they want to take this op out, and I don't blame them.
He's just trying to get the op out of this round. He will not go for this. He's not trying to make a move. He's just going back and forth between this angle because he wants to save. He knows that they will be hunting him. He knows that they are right on his feet. He's got the kill on the Dia. And it's all about the save. A big round from Wolfie. Bring this off into the next round, but he's gonna go walking out of the smoke. Just tucks into this corner.
Oh, this is
A Molotov gone, and they just spam through the smoke. He is dead, dead, dead.
It's only a matter of time. Now he gets over it. Now you really got to be afraid. Wolfie, he is just shaking right behind this. The play hole right there. Revealed towards the end of the card. But honestly, it's just that frightening for Marsborne. They're
grand
staring
reveal.
down 12. I wasn't quite sure if they ended up, they obviously hold on to that scope right here. But you want to deny. Thankfully that 12 is up, but still a hope and a prayer that is in the hands of Wolfie.
An opportunity, but he's got to go big. No pun intended, and he will not go big. He will go home on the bench for the rest of this round, and it's the 4 players from Marsborne to try and close this out from a man disadvantage. This is fast from Carson. He's up close and personal on Cat and looks to get this one over the line. This is looking great for getting info. Looking close, looking like Nuke.
Looking like you're going to reset the tempo at least right now. And nothing you want to be seeing like this. What, Chris with an op? This is the man you put it in. I'm just getting the AK in the hands of this man every day. On the cutting board. It's about fisting through these long doors, and you don't even see him get off the platter. It's the dream battle shatter and just go to work their way into nukes. And
But you know
out
what's
of a process.
better than Coffee Crisp, Mark?
Yes.
Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is better than Coffee Crisp. To some people.
Is that what keeps Stanislaw going in his old age?
That is.
Find out next time. But, because you know what? There's a whole lot led into this. It's a grand final you have on the grass. And getting info, they are hitting them with straight brass early. A grand finals appearance, a win over Marsborne means a whole lot just more than personally on the stage. It's just resume building for these 2 young squads. We're just trying to find that big opportunity, a 1v5 for MOTM, and it is a blazing start.
It's another ace steal as well.
A quad kill for Dare.
Yeah, it's another ace steal as well, as Marky has found himself a kill, and it's Dare with 4, and he makes really nice work of the dualies in that round. Dualies are one of the guns that I have a lot of gripe with, because sometimes I pick them up and I get a 3K, and sometimes I pick them up and I get absolutely nothing and whiff everything. But that might just be a me problem, and it might not be the guns. Carson with a shotgun early.
POV, you're
POV.
going hunt, and you want to have a hunt. Honestly, right man for the job to be it. He rose up to expectations, but Dare has been a little bit quiet in this series. He's a mini player here on Nuke, and already having to get very active systems, seeing a whole lot of bodies drop, but it's Marsborne that hit the floor heavier.
They do. Only 1 kill raining through on that pistol round. It's Wolfie. Glock, but it is a nice 2-0 start for getting info. Marsborne, however, will have the buyout. An opportunity early on in this game to change the narrative. Get one of their own back. And keep this game close, neck and neck, like what we saw on Dust. At least in the first half.
Certainly so. Gotta see Minus and the boys whip this thing back up. Obviously, it was quite fragrant to start beginning of this thing. And you're already actually getting that off the board. That's Chop that's going to be finding Carson at a ramp early. Spoke about his foreshadowed presence into this A bomb site. Spams goes through. Marky doesn't connect. Find that frag, but there's finally that contact made out by the AWP.
Still a man advantage for Marsborne. They slow things down here on Nuke as they start to work towards ramp. We talked about that AWP in this round, and they're walking right into it if they continue to press forward.
Dia patiently. And when do you actually set this sway forward?
Oh, he just backs away. He hears that. That's a good back away and a nice shot onto Chop. He doesn't even have to repeat. He can just give it up. He says, you guys can take the ramp all you want. I got my pick.
They're
I got my
worried about
kill.
the double bite, right? They're taking more time to actually make this next decision. It'd have to be a quick one out of Minus and the boys. Oh, it's just CJ to kind of listen in like a bug right now, hearing a whole lot now stomp down towards the ramp. 30 seconds left. You have to come into control. You have to get this down, but smoked out of the unit. Luckily, nobody from getting info is seen into this spot just currently.
Looking like a 4v4 retake every day of the week. The bomb will go down, and in comes the retake. We still got a player towards outside as well. It's Minus, who will slip down into secret, and the timing on this could be really, really weird. Getting info. Starting to work down ramp now. And it's going to be all 4 players, it looks like. And it will be. It's a 4-player retake from ramp. This is a tough retake to ask for, too. It's so close in. Oh, but that's a nice kill from Dare. A good opening for getting info. Now a man advantage, and it's on to Marsborne. These last remaining pieces. Wolfie making it happen, and Minus will chime in with 1 as well. It's 1 on the board for Marsborne. They get the rifles out, and they get cooking.
And you know they have to have a little bit of energy on their side. There's a certain set of ingredients with this Marsborne unit to actually get this thing cooked up the way they want. They are going to need to be living loud. As so many, you know, at least that can come in through, I guess, as like a Rebel reference there, lit it up on the stage just in yesterday's system. We watched along with so much blood spilled. I mean, we have had great highlights already caked up so far. Had to go back and even dig out that triple scout collateral from the demos last night. Saw that one on
Why do you
Twitter.
keep bringing that up, man?
Because it's so cool.
But like, you know my stance.
But like, shut up. Is that what you want me to say? Hey, man. Is a spam like that just as gracious? Or maybe just say, Dia, get that one up and, you know, I would like to say whoops with it, but you go for the spams, you're eventually going to actually get that through. And that's onto mine at the start of this thing.
Modem waiting patiently for the secret peek as he looks away. They will not give it to him. They're waiting patiently as well. Waiting for Marsborne to make a mistake. Waiting for Marsborne to get too aggressive. Things slow down to a halt. All quiet on the Eastern Front here on Nuke.
This time it's CJ with the auto shotgun prompted up.
It's like the one map that I see this on, like,
Where
all
else
the
would
time.
it be used? I was talking to Talon yesterday against the duo of MP9s we know from that
Seg?
Calamity mix.
Is that Seg Talon? Super Evil Gang?
Yes, yeah, from Seg, LMAO. They were clapped. That's a direct quote by many of these auto shotguns. I guess deservingly going to be cut off of that rope. CJ gets nada from it. Chop going to be getting this. Dia right where you need to be in the unit. Can just try and add up to all 3. Dia, absolutely disgusting. Just crawls from the ramp, but nothing falls out of his hand. A free kill. Likely crashed onto Carson right there. Chop got a freebie. Regardless of the issue, it is going to be this frag issued right through the door. Chops go down and getting info right back on top. I don't think he would have crashed there. I think he was just passionately looking at Hut.
What a big way for Dia to step up there. A huge 3K. As they came down, he had a massive task. He had to get at least 1, needed really more than just the 1, and he ends up getting all 3. Stops the push by himself. Lovely hold from Dia. And it's another force buy from Marsborne. They've got 2 Deagles on the board. It doesn't look too fortuitous. But we know with the Deagles, a couple of quick shots can turn around on its head very, very quickly. We saw it in the last map. It was getting info that actually did it with the Deagles. But can Marsborne get one of their own?
It's going to be a very big challenge here, calling to the minds of Marsborne, how you're going to be able to actually stretch your current strategies. How do you actually let up into the option you just called up? You're going to challenge Dia to put up a multi-kill. All right. Well, cross that off the list. You've at least crossed that hurdle.
And that's
Carson.
big as well. That's a Deagle in the round that's found some impact. It's massive.
Right. And with Carson, no running away. The back scene is what cuts Chop to Dia. Carson turns back and gets a huge kill, but they can't quite muscle out the body.
And Chop, this is a huge flank. Carson's not going to be ready for this. An easy kill, and M4 to be recovered, and the bomb should go down very, very shortly. It will be. And maybe a low buy of their own, but Wolfie will go down. This will be kept at a 3v3, and he'll keep getting info interested in this round. A dual-purpose nade as it breaks open the door and the smoke. Information and a way into the site.
Oh, they're out. They're at least reconsidering for a moment. They know there's something still here. Back of their minds, gonna have to step on the gas too. Otherwise, you're gonna have to have no choice but just lie down the herd. And with the 4th left in this bond, then you know it's exactly gonna be sticking like this. We need to be a dynamic set of kills here at the end of the day, but CJ is denied. Marsborne, they survive, and they get that 2nd on the board.
And this is good. What a good shot from Minus. A way to open up into the site. Everything just follows through for Marsborne. Easy, big round to win. On just low money, you threw everything you had into it. You were going to be able to save next round if you couldn't get that one over the line. And look at the situation getting info find themselves in. Look at the buy from them.
Always something that I can just feel just really not great about a lot of these ecos led into a situation of nuke like this, just when you may think you have a bit of the turn in the tides economically. Two Carson 1Ds that absolutely faced over a map of Dust 2. Austin, I ask you even where you might consider us being if you don't have a highlight round just on USPs like that. Though Marsborne aren't going to be letting in as much room at the moment, because top now joins in hands. Thankfully, Grizz to try and swoop that away, but Dia up top.
Up top, and he's going to continue to get activated. Tries to get that Deagle swing in, but it's all on to CJ, and maybe enough, but no. It will be Modem and Minus to close this out. It's 3 for Marsborne, should be 4 as well. It will just be this USP round, and Marsborne will take the lead for the first time on Nuke. Potentially.
I don't know, man. When you actually lay this one into what could actually come through, no nades, maybe just a little bit of a lobby crunch that may be thrown right at the Marsborne unit right now. They need to, you know, cake through and make a statement in a round like this where it's a grand final you have right after this. And right now, it seems like your emotions are fluctuating. You don't know quite how this set is going to feel. There's Chop with a double, just lying into a little bit of the risk here. Maybe even going to try and farm up a couple of more. Finally chased down there by Dia.
And you save this AK, right? Like, for sure. I think you just bring this AK in the next round.
But if he gets back towards ramp and he meets them in Fway, is he right below them right now?
I believe he is. No, he's actually down onto the B site. So yeah, I think they're already thinking, oh, hold on now. What is this weird round that we've got going on? They're completely slipping each other, following each other down. And it will be the B site push for Marsborne.
B site, and they go the long way.
Oh my gosh, and getting info or running right back into them.
That's crazy.
Slowing it down, and hold on, this AK is in a prime position to do something this round.
When Dia just walks it up, ever so precise with how window is just popped, but contact made. I wonder if that second bot is seen going over into the corner. This AK to walk up, knows Wolfie's been pinned down with 2 versus 4. Just gotta see that through, but no dice. Couldn't even get them out of the hands. It's Marsborne that are finding their 4th round brutally, but don't hold on to 4 bodies. They're just on to 3 now. Marky's hanging around for another moment.
And it's honestly not too bad on a pistol round that they have, getting the 2 kills, right? It's not bad. You hurt their economy a little bit. And even, you know, potentially more, maybe another kill. Maybe get this AK out of the round, which is exactly what he looks to do as he starts to move towards his spawn now, away from the bomb. And I believe he will safely get out of this round with his AK, carry it into the next. Instead of an M4, somebody will have an AK, a 1-tap. Little tappy tap.
I mean, if it's somebody who's gonna be him, they lose Wolfie on that way out. That bomb on Nuke is quite a reach sometimes. Fortunately found out in a more sour fashion. Poor Dia didn't even really get the chance to fight before he was immediately knocked out.
And it's sad because he was in a good opportunity to do it. Like,
Okay,
he had a good position.
wait, no, I like Dia's keyboard. That is actually quite nice. I don't
like
think
the
to
mouse
throw
pads.
us off the fringe too much, but
I like the mouse pad that was next to him as well.
yes. The drip certainly on. Look good, you play good. And Marsborne, I remember, they threw up a video of a couple of their just units that they have down fashionably. They were getting sewed up, those logos being thrown on. That was with the video posted on social media just last week, getting the threads ready for this event.
Ooh. Your wordplay is like A tier, man. I absolutely love your wordplay. But what I do love is this round from Marsborne. It's quick, it's a
Oh my God.
And it's back and forth, trade and trade, but Chop with a nice little double kill. This is a 2v2, it's back and forth. Darren Dia in a 2-on-2, the bomb will go down. Darren backing up, giving space for his opera to work out. Dia not wanting to be too aggressive with this op.
You know what lies on the other side. Are you put on the board, or does Grizz get you down?
And he's just saving. He's off. He's out. That's it. Dare was not able to find anything. The op doesn't want to push through heaven. It will be 5 for Marsborne.
I think the walls of heaven a little bit too high there for him. Even for an opera, like, it is so hard to hear the trouble down below. But at the moment, he is just going to lie back in. Why would you want to see into the way of the 2 dynamic demons you see back-to-back on that Marsborne unit? Vythan behind them trying to keep that energy high as you do take the lead. 2 rounds back-to-back here on this nuke makes it 4 in a row for the Marsborne efforts on map 3.
I like that little bit of pace change for Marsborne. Just kind of, they've been a lot slower here in these past few rounds, and in this round, they just speed things up. They go for it, they run for it, they say, hey, let's just get the A hit. Let's try and catch them off guard, and it works. It works out perfectly for them.
There's one man that can save the day. Dia with the saved AWP. Unfortunately, the Incendiary, he does have by his side. And walk the dog right down towards ramp. You need Dia to take a very big fight. Body seen and an easy first grab onto Grizz. Why back off of this? You want to go and try and dip back through, but just so close to it. Carson can actually just drive right in. Wolfie is going to be easily able to train that up. CJ can get that back, and that's Wolfie gone. So now you really have something to worry about.
And it's guns recovered as well. Not only is it kills for these pistols, but now it's rifles into the hands of these pistols. Now it's better firepower, bigger firepower. And Modem and Minus, the 2 M's, M&M for Marsborne to try and close this one out. Peeking right into the op of Dia. Subtract Modem, it's just Minus. 1v4.
We're all loving the subtracted onto minus line at production. That's actually quite a nice moment that we have along in the way, but he's gonna need to find himself up for the rest of this thing. Marsborne, I don't think they were ready to get humbled quite like that back in this situation, and this is actually gonna be a lot more concerning than you think. It's the walk right down. It's not even the play that's considered twice by Dia. He's on 10 kills. He was saving his best for this 3rd map and getting info. They will take any upgrades off it. Carson, he watches in the side. As honestly, he is going to be quite satisfied with everything you put up just in this 9th round. Minus should be safe and secure, however.
And it was Dia, right? A big double kill from Dia, especially to give getting info this round. But the impact of the pistols cannot be understated. The fact that the pistols, the 5.7s, are able to get in there and get the kills where it's needed, a big step up from getting info in that round.
Even has the crosshair right back over where those players behind the wall in Trophy were. Dia, knowing that nothing is going to be too impenetrable for him, but this lead at the moment, just under that same category. Marsborne are not bulletproof, and right now they are sitting within the ruins. They're going to have to sit right back up with maybe a Galil in the hand of Modem and Grizz. At this point, you will take what you can to win. Fully fledged, getting info, are within that unit, and they're going to even the score right straight up. They want round 10 to take them to a 5-5.
Pretty much a full buy for both teams. We've got a couple of Galils on Marsborne. They've worked their way down into secret. They made it down here. Without a chip of damage. Oh, but as the smoke fades, that's a big kill onto Carson. Nice from Modem. A man advantage in this round now as they continue their trek down secret.
Oh God. You either get Wolfie down here in disguise, already the Reaper awaiting for you to sow here, but the rest of this getting info unit to actually washing across. Rather, that's CJ within the vent from us. Patiently waiting to get down into the slower site. Quite a crossfire.
There's not a lot of time left on this round. There's about 40 seconds, and if they decide to push too late, if they lose too many players, it could be disaster. They need to start pressing forward now. CJ will be the first one up to bat. No kill. That nade, pretty decent, will do a good chunk of damage. They continue to press forward, up onto the rafters. So CJ will escape, and they've got the white swing. CJ with one, Marky chimes in as well. CJ continues to be annoying, and that's Bottom and Chop make it just Chop. 10 seconds left on the round. And it will be 5-5. Getting Info have tied things right back up. And this is everything we could want from a third map. It's even, it's close, it's back and forth.
It's exactly what we wanted. You lie in the way to this score. Shout out to the positioning by CJ down there at the buttons system. It's just so hard to actually beat this unit out. And he actually has all the right moves to get out of that thing confidently. No, there's no coach over on that Getting Info side. That is one of the prettiest faces that we have had for a very long time over at this Fragadelphia Passion Project. That's NBS, our stage admin, right behind that Getting Info unit. And we love our volunteers out here. I've already sent him a Valentine next year. I know I am.
I am. I want to take one.
Wish I won that freaking raffle in Kansas City, man.
Screw a
Jealous
raffle,
of Avery.
man. Screw a raffle. I'm just going to do it.
We're just going to propose to him on stage.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask him out.
I don't know that we've had that at Fragadelphia quite yet. You wanna
make it the first?
So here on the broadcast, we could have the first fist fight within Fragadelphia, me and you. You know,
we could have,
challenge,
and then I could propose right after.
But a friendly brawl.
No, but then I could propose right after, and we'd have
That's what I'm
firsts.
saying.
We'd knock it out.
Make love,
Frag kiss
not
cam?
war.
Question mark?
Now,
Frag kiss cam?
That would be interesting. I volunteer as tribute.
Me.
Me, please. Dia up for any of those situations like it. I called for a highlight when they were just raining up cap, and you know what? Dia's one of these players. He goes one and done. When you challenge him again, he knows he's just going to be taking this exactly where he wants it. Molotov that's already right down, and I mean, this is a ridiculous spot here by Dia. Maybe a little bit too overzealous. Does he know about that second player?
Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, if he pushes into this, it's really, really weird. I don't know that he knows Modem is this close. He is backed away on the angle. And if they walk right into him, it should be a free kill for Dia.
Drop from the jump.
Big shot. And a move away. Backs away into heaven. I don't know that this position is known. M4 strikes. Dia with a P. Oh, excuse me.
What the hell is that?
The dualies, that was disgusting. He's not ready for this.
He's got to be aware.
A smoke will be dropped though, and hold on now. The P250 will find him, and it's a 2v2 and off. And an M4 to try and get this one over the line. Dia has gone big. A 3-kill for Dia. He's done his job. It is on to CJ and Marky to try and close this one out.
Oh,
and make it just Marky.
You talk about how difficult it was for even Dia 2 rounds ago, who didn't want to take the heaven fights with the AWP. He straight up saved. He got right out. Motum gonna have to try and draw him all the way up. Oh, shot over towards the second vent. Marsborne back on top in the most rambunctious of ways.
It's an eco that gets him there as well. It's pistols. It's pistols. And the patience from Modem pays off. That was gross from Dia. A nice 3K. But his teammate just unable to help him at all in that round.
A lovely score to settle. 7-5. It's a lead that Getting Info stamped right on that back end of Dust 2. They ended out bringing that pride in that second half off of confidence to lie. That other opera has been legged. Wolfie will now respond to the challenge. Dia has been spotted early.
If there's a player you don't mind being low, though, it's your Opper, right? It's a very rewarding weapon, 1 shot, 1 kill.
Bogdan or something.
Bogdan's Law.
You know OG Wizard's first name is actually Bogdan.
Really?
Yep, born Opper.
Bogdan.
He shots right through. Dare get right out. I believe it's pronounced Voltia. Love that man. Obviously, we missed Party Astronauts this weekend. We can talk about that all day. Right now, Carson is getting kills that he probably shouldn't. That one literally on the last bullet fading away. But now Dare trying to ramp it right back in. And we're all kind of laying in the way to this. The cam online as you're right up on time. Up to heaven. You have to get this rotation through. And Dia has been awfully dynamic.
He has been. And that's a big kill from Carson as well. He's had a bit of a rough game. on this map number 3. He's only up to 4 frags, but a big kill in a big round. As long as Getting Info are able to close this one out, it'll be 6. They'll tie it up. And Monoman minus look to change that quota, make it just minus.
Now that semi becomes all that much more doubted. We're not heading in that same direction. It's uncharted territory, but maybe a thinly veiled different result. It's momentum carried into the second half by Getting Info. That is the constant. You get that through 15 on the board for Dia, putting that stamp on the first half, all the way on the top of the board for Getting Info. And I did just get a notification that the Notorious Boys have rolled into chat.
They have, what a battle.
Oh boy. Bad day to be a Miller Lite around
Trotta
them.
did gift 5. Hey, shout out Trotta, that's my homie. My car's parked at his house.
Yo!
Shout out Trotta.
What a good guy.
What a good guy.
That's a guy that, I mean...
You said what? I told you, I don't, south.
Shout out Trotta,
More
right?
down
One
south.
of our NA casters who is grinding their ass off online.
He is grinding.
You know,
He's always, he streams
Totally.
more than I do. And I feel like I'm online like constantly. And like, I'll get online and Trotta will be online, and then I'll get off of like an EPL stream or something else, and Trotta is still streaming. It's nuts, dude. He's
Shout
a grinder.
out to bro.
Hi, crowd.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, same.
They
Yeah.
do not care.
They do not care. It's been a long weekend for all of us here. I will even lie into a way and have an unfriendly tap over to some lovely people. I see LAG, unfortunately, watching in the back. A lot of us saw that encompassing results out of our first series. Didn't take us too long to actually elicit out of that affair, but one more pistol round to happen in our second semifinal, and this one is going to be worth more than the rest. Here is Motum that lines up for a third here back of it as the pressure is poured onto the Getting Info squad, and they are chipping away with Grizz up top, and a full house between Motum and Grizz, and this is how they plan to find their way into the grand final with brute force.
And that is a great way to get this rocking. You get this pistol round over the line, you give yourself an advantage, and you give yourself a chance. Now you get to bring the guns out with no bomb plan. Getting Info should not force into this. It should be another situation where it's just like, hey, let's get these rifles out. Let's get rocking and rolling. We were kind of cooking on our CT side when we got the rifles out, so let's get the AKs out as quick as we can.
Signing
Just
a mouse
let these
pad.
Glocks do as much as they can.
You want to sign this mouse pad next?
I already
Shout out
did.
to
I already
production
did.
That brought this to us. We love Fragadelphia out here. We can commemorate the good times
It
as
feels
well.
cool to like sign things.
Like sign your book, sign your mouse pad, or get signed with a scout shot in the face. That one going to be perforating through that head of Dia, but won't be.
Shot him with the USB as well.
Oh, and
my
another.
gosh. And another. Happy with one D.
Look, man, even I can reference in. I already used my one, like, you know, Scouter CS card this weekend. We had like a 3K on those scouts, but I don't know. It seems like we have a couple of talented individuals on that unit within the unit tonight, within the venue, excuse me.
There's actually, there is a lot of
I'm a
talent here.
unit.
There's a lot of talent
We're
here
talented,
at Frag.
you know?
We are very,
Not at the game.
We are the talent. Oh, hold on now. Speak for yourself.
Sag.
I am NA's #1 ancient player. We've been over this.
I'm NA's #1 Duke thrower, unfortunately.
Hey, man. Shout out Kami too. Dude, he's been gross. It's been great seeing him play on that Lin Vision team.
It's been really cool. He was the highest rated player, you know, by a long shot out of our Frag X Tap 1 tournament. You know, went on to, you know, similarly to Grizz, actually have that point standing in for that, you know, wild card roster, or like briefly gets that experience in with Stanislaw. And I bet those Lin Vision guys were like, what the hell is this guy doing, a free agent over in our region? Better rake him up before he got too bad. You're looking forward to seeing that man head down to Texas later in the summer to get a look at Lin Vision. Obviously, you see the pipeline all the way through. You know, Lake to M80 from that Launders Land or whatever that's happening over there, and the Blue Jays back on the unit.
He's rocking the Chinese flag on HLTV, but he's American in our hearts.
Damn straight.
American in our hearts.
Raised in red in NACS.
Rah.
Rah!
What the fuck is a kilometer?
One major. We're ready to get another. In Texas.
Texas. It was in Boston last time. Now we've got another NA major. NA's winning it. Maybe not.
I will say, you get a little bit of creep. This one slipped into lines during our comedic times, because they are just putting this thing in through Chop It'll Rhyme, but now you've got to find the rhythm elsewhere. It's Carson who wants to go in a tear up at Marsborne. They're going to be giving you no chance of hope, no source of success. They are one round away from double digits here.
Getting info onto the chopping block now. They're back onto these pistols. It's not a good buy for them. It should be double digits for Marsborne, barring the fact that they're able to clear the semi-eco. CJ on the gas station scoreline. Open 24/7.
Always open, baby. And that much of a difference to make a chance in here from a man like CJ. Had a very, very nice look into seeing him in Kansas City. Already spoke how he was donning the blue of Nouns. And I wasn't sure if we were going to get him back here again. I've loved seeing those marks being made in game. But rather, it's the new tale from young guns like Minus back in this stage for the first time, rather, upon it. And he wants to rampage through many. Meets a couple of these spams. Wolfie is going to be finding Dia. That's another battle the Oppers won, but right down towards lower into the B-bomb site system. They will set up camp.
They will, and they should be at least able to get a bomb plant here, which is pretty good for them. It'll give them a little bit of extra money going into the next round, and it will go down. The retake is on. As these pieces from Marsborne wait patiently, wait for the connection, wait for the move, and they will link up.
I'm gonna smoke, he's gonna peek. I'm gonna smoke, he's gonna peek.
On the smoke, he's gonna peek.
Bottom. He's aware of the bait and switch maneuvers. Bomb is planted with a half tick upon this.
Kill.
It's the
Hold
chaos
on
that
now.
comes out of the Deagles. That's why you've got to really be careful. And it's a choke point, but it's the choke slam that wants to come down from Minus. It's Carson that's going to have to go crazy for it, but you survive. You can lay back into the bay. They tread in the water, but it's actually Marsborne through Minus's results that put them up to breathe.
It's double digits for Marsborne. 3 rounds away from meeting Blue Jays on the stage of the grand finals of Frag X block.
And I already got to ask this question. I've really liked what I've seen on the difference on the back end of Minus, letting the shinier tools in the shed do the work. Chop particularly within a game like this. How are you going to be able to sit back in, actually look across the stage to a guy like Snav if you're to meet him there in a grand final, knowing that you're a rookie IGL at your first land? You've got to go up potentially against a guy that's won 4 of them. It's daunting on the side, but they got to get across the nightmare right now. 5 players in behind this red box, and Wolfie just keeps swinging.
Getting info, have found the space, taking their way down to secret, pushing right into Minus. And he'll net positive, 9-8 now, and he backs away. A good switch up on the angle. The smoke comes through, and they think he's in Vit because of where the util comes from.
one there.
Good play, and that's huge. Dia is extremely low as well. And getting info are starting to lose a grip on this game, but Dia with a big kill onto Grizz. Marky will fall, and it's Dia, the top frag for this game, 16-9, but with 4 HP, it's such a daunting task, an opportunity that you feel like will not go his way. Time limit on this round. The nade will not take him down. Down to 3, but he's stabbed in the back. It's 11 for Marsborne. 2 rounds away. 2 rounds separate them from the grand finals.
They need a great reset in here. But you see where Marsborne are just making the difference up. A perfect rotation that you get back down. I believe that was through the hands of Chop on that rotation. Gets that smoke immediately through, and I can confirm it, it's Chop. He gets out, he gets that next frag on it. Lays the dust right back down.
It was such a good distraction, too, because they thought that Minus was still in Vit.
Totally. Nothing a ruse here. It's gonna have to be for real in round 18 system. We're heading into the back end of this thing. But you're seeing what I'm seeing on the units of that Marsborne side. Economically, it's farce after this.
A must-win round, it feels like, for getting info. Have to get this one over the line, and you can feel it by how slow they're playing this round. They're hoping and praying that Marsborne will give them a leg, a lifeline back into this game. Something, anything to work with, and it will be in the form of a bottom push, but that is big. CJ down and out of this round, and he's rubbing his head in disappointment as he will have to watch what could potentially be the biggest round in this game so far, in this entire series for his team from the bench. They have to do it a man down.
And just get caught sleeping at Blacktop there. You can understand why hands are in the head. Modzum just had a 3K on that pistol. Chop has been that much more important up the stretch, but here it goes. Minus, he can just jargon in. You don't even know about the second player back at the bomb site, so that's why they lay it to away. 12 rounds, 3 heads crushed onto A, and Marsborne, they have just net grand finals point here onto Nuke through 3 maps. Marsborne bled in blood, but they have been done, have been looking for an opportunity to shine on the stage ever since the inception of this team.
And they need 6 in a row. Getting Info needs 6 in a row. It has to be flawless. And you know how they have to start it? With 4 Galeals. They have 1 AK on the board. Look at their util, it's not great either. This is such a big ask. Somebody needs to step up. Dia, time and time again, has been called upon, and he has answered, but nobody else on the team besides maybe you can make a case for Dare has seen as much impact.
Oh my gosh.
And speak of the devil and he will appear.
It's a great
Minus
shot.
falls. And a big opening. A chance. Again, it has to be 6 flawless in a row. A tough ask, but not impossible.
Oh, then it's gonna get a little bit crazy here. Just with these 2 jabs back, Grizz to go through, and Modzum is gonna actually link it to the way, a 1v2 for Modzum. He's got 3 within that last little sprinkle in. Modzum, he looks across the stage to the most experienced member of this Getting Info squad. It's a Marky to look against Modzum.
He's looking the right way. This could be everything. This could be the fight. But they do just barely avoid each other. Modzum gonna back up. He's worried about where Marky could be off to. And the swing, this could be everything. Marky not looking the right way. Modzum has got it, and he moves on. It's Blue Jays versus Marsborne in the grand finals. They get it done. It takes all 3 maps.